mean, I'm still recovering. My jaw's a little better now, but I mean, she just walks in and is just all going like, and you never hear a word I say. And I still think that's the weirdest way to start a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
I think I missed the punchline again.
Really, Dave?
Really?
Where's my bottle opener?
You know what I should do is I should put a bottle opener on the end of the official figure action Dave photo op. That way it's like, oh, have you met Dave?
Because you'll need one after talking to him for a while.
Hold the bottle opener into
Heyo. So it's Thursday night.
Soon on our Patreon.
Our Patreon. Oh, don't even get me started on that one. Anyway, it's Thursday night. I am your host, Extra Zero, and you are watching Figure Action episode 39. Joining me tonight is the usual cast of characters, sans our buddy Parts Former, because he is, what's the best way to put someone who's tired from Disney? From Disney, not Disney.
He's not growing up. He's just burning out. Oh. I just dated myself again.
But you're watching us here live on YouTube. That's right. This is a bad joke party all around. You are watching us here live on YouTube. We come at you live every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Pacific Time. Ish. Yeah, sometimes we start a couple minutes late. But hey, what can you do when you're working with the internet? And T-Man showing off Rebel Tech Gambit. But we'll get to that in his haul section. If you are not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button to see when we put out additional content. Hit the notification bell to see when we go live and when we throw out unexpected episodes. And of course, if you like what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button because it helps us out quite a bit. Going down the panel, we'll start off with True Star Screamer. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Still sober, but working on that.
I like Dos Equis. You're missing a lime.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you got the lime in there?
No, it doesn't need a lime. It's a lager. It's not like a Corona. Dos Equis actually has flavor to it. A Corona, you need the lime and everything else because, you know.
No. You know why they actually put the lime in there?
Why do they put the lime in there?
Seriously, no joke. It's to keep insects from getting in the bottle because the citric acid repels them.
Science?
I don't think I've ever...
Yes, the more you know. Joe, what did you say?
I don't think I've ever had a Dos Equis.
Really? Man, it's a really good summer beer.
I'm bringing a 6-pack to TFCon.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, I didn't say you were having any. I'm just saying I'm bringing beer.
Joe, how are you doing tonight, man?
I am doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long day, but we're almost Friday. Got myself a gin and tonic, and I've got a little bit of time left to get Alexa's birthday stuff all together. So tomorrow is going to be a very, very fun but busy day, and I'm looking forward to all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue because that's what we're doing for her birthday.
Cool. And is her birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, her actual birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, man, so you're down to the wire.
Yeah. No, it's not Lex Luthor. It's short for Alexa. And fun story, we can't have any Amazon Echoes that go by Alexa. They ought to be Echo because otherwise it's confusing around here. And
she just doesn't want you used to, saying the name and actually getting what you want every time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, this Alexa will listen to me.
I know.
Smash.
T-Man, how are you doing? You're pretty eager to show off that gambit there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I am doing okay. I was sleepy. Every time I'm not doing anything for 2 seconds, I get super sleepy. But now that I'm listening to y'all and talking, I'm woke
I feel like you need to like start like wearing like pajamas on this podcast. Like the past few episodes, you've been like,
I might be.
oh God, he's wearing short shorts.
Footy pajamas.
For whatever reason, I just picture like the whole like nightcap and everything.
No, I don't like being hot.
I'm just glad it's not a Link onesie.
Oh God, I could see.
I can't do the feet thing. The pajamas with the feet in it. They used to always make my feet sweat, and I used to feel like I was trapped in there, like I would get claustrophobic.
Dang.
So as I mentioned, our buddy Parts Former is not with us tonight because he's all tuckered out from Disney World Adventures. Joe, have you
How
had
many
a chance
times have you gone to Disney World in the last 6 months?
He really lives there.
Yeah, he really does.
I'm not even being sarcastic. It's just a sudden observation. He's gone like.
But you know, he does bring up a good point, like because it's like his wife's thing, right? So it's like our hobby. Because if you think about it, if you stopped buying figures, you know, and you know you just made that your Disney your main hobby, like because it sounds like that's like her main hobby is going there. Is it really that far fetched from what we do?
No,
I
if they go
same
every
thing.
few months and she spends like whatever it costs to get down there, we probably spend the same amount in toys.
Probably so.
I kind of have a feeling that my wife spends a lot more money on Disney vacations than I do on toys.
Should I show my my depiction of Matty Mouse?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So
But I've been to more NASCAR races than I've been to TF cons.
oh God. Poor
Actually,
soul.
I had to give up the NASCAR race. I mean, I had to give up TF con to take my wife to a NASCAR race. So
Here's my depiction of Matt in his natural habitat as Matty Mouse, saying, "Oh boy."
hey, boy.
I should probably send this to his wife and just be like, "Hey, that's what your husband is making."
Well, he would put that on his wall in the basement.
I should probably get him a print. I'll just
Frame
get
it.
Oh, you know, I thought that was a print.
No, it's my iPad. This is where I drew it.
No.
Get him a print, frame it, make it look nice. So he's like,
Put a stick on the back of it.
oh, that's what I should do. Is I should get it printed out on cardstock, so the next time we meet up, I could just like sit it on the table. And he's just like doing that. I hope he doesn't watch this, so he just doesn't realize it's happening. All right, going down.
Joe, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. He already asked me, but I'm doing fantastic again.
I don't think he answered though.
I'm doubly fantastic.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm feeling good because I got this Beast Wars Megatron, and this I think is probably one of the most fun toys that I've had in a long, long time.
How's the crotch on that guy?
And I haven't even transformed him into robot mode
yet.
I have just had him, and I've just been taking pictures in T-Rex mode, and it's just been a blast.
Man, so he's one of the most fun toys, and you haven't even got him in robot mode.
I know, crazy. I think it's just because I enjoyed taking pictures of him so much. Like it was just a fun experience.
Robot mode is even more fun.
Yeah.
Man.
So what I did was I just untabbed the we don't know what you'd call that, the ass cheek or the
hindquarters.
Hindquarters. Yeah, there you go.
The flank.
Yeah. Flank. And I just let it tuck in there, and it gets a lot of range of motion with the leg. What really sucks though is like inside, there's like part of the hip in the robot mode. I guess it's part of his hip. Yeah, it's part of his hip.
And you see his head.
And it like really limits. Like you can only get it so far, like forward, but you can get a lot back. I love this thing.
Did y'all see MGO's update video?
Yeah.
That thing has a crazy amount of vocals.
That's another thing I haven't done yet. I haven't put batteries in it.
That it has like 10
no
minutes
David K.
worth of vocals.
But no David K.
Yeah. And it says paragraphs, like not just a couple of words. And it has like a whole conversation with Black Arachnia, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too that they have all that in there, and it's like super substantial for electronics. You know what that reminds me of? Like, you know, as far as like a figure that just talks and talks and talks, is the Playmates Voltron.
Yeah.
Like
it
that.
does even more than that.
Yeah.
I had to disable that guy.
What did you do? Take the legs off?
I didn't know that it had a shooting mode too.
I didn't know either until the video. Yeah.
But mine, I whenever you give me the batteries, that's when I'll find out if it's broke or not.
Yeah, I'll be in the office on Monday, so I've got your. Let me actually cut these off so I can give you 4 batteries. Like my Dinobot is like one of the ones that has the bad diodes where it eats batteries in 24 hours. So I might get the transform element, you know, when that thing comes out, just to make the official one like the clone Dinobot, and then have like the transformation. Yeah, transformation element. You know, get the one with the better ankles. I won't replace my official with a KO, but you know.
But the KO is now the clone.
You know what? Like I couldn't afford 2 of the Masterpiece Megatrons, the MP36s. So like on my shelf, I have the Battle Damage Megatron. That's the transformation element one, or the what is it? Transformation Element's that new company. Is it Toy House? No. What's the one I'm thinking of? Infinite Transformation. Infinite Transformation is doing a Dinobot, and they did MP36. And you know, it's like I've got the Infinite Transformation one as my Battle Damage Megatron, and he's holding the gun, and it's cool because I have the cannon with the Welker sound clips on there. So,
Infinite Transformation is straight up KO, right?
It is. It's made very, very well. It's got like a clear coat on all the paint, so the paint simply does not chip, and it's got extra die cast, and you know, it's like I have my thoughts and feelings on KOs. I don't typically like KOs, but when I have a figure that's very expensive and I don't want to risk it breaking, and I want one I want to beat up on, like as Randy and Brian on Nerd Out say that, like sometimes you want a figure you can just beat up on. And like you get a cheap KO, it's like, you know, why not? And if it's better made, then, you know, hey, this is the one I take off the shelf and I mess around with. But, you know, for me, I want a representation of every single official MP on my shelf.
I don't mind that, like the KO stuff, when you get like a second one, especially when they come out like some, you know, like 6 months, say, after the original comes out.
Yeah,
it's when they like seem to like be right on the
right,
and they come out like within weeks. That I don't understand. I don't even understand how they do it. First of all, but I don't.
It's theft, man. It's like they moved everything when they moved all the factories. I think that's when it kind of got easier for them. Like they moved everything to Vietnam, and it seems like, you know, they probably don't put so much of a priority on protecting the CAD files there. So, that's like a curious thing, like how all that goes down. And I think it would be interesting if maybe we could work our magic and get somebody from a fourth party on.
I think they have what was the evil dude that was like that Willy Wonka used to set up all the kids? What was his name? And he like met him in the alley and was like whispering to him before they went in and got their golden ticket, and he was trying to steal the formula.
And he ended up working for Willy Wonka?
Yeah, I think. Well, except they don't work for Willy Wonka. Except they don't work for Takara. Willy Takara. They got a guy that just like gets the janitor that like cleans up the car offices and says like, "Hey man, go in there and like
kind of like half baked when
plug this in their USB port."
half baked, and the custodians like stealing the prescription forms.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go down the panel. We'll start off with True Star. Dave, what did you get this week?
Kind of a light week. I mean, I got some cool stuff. I can't show it just because the damn thing weighs a ton. But I did get my complete box hardback set of the Battle Angel Alita manga.
Nice.
Which was an awesome flash sale from Amazon. 5 hardback books, $107 in a collector's case. And if you guys know, I'm slightly obsessed with that manga since the 90s. And then, just because I keep saying this is the new age of NECA, I've actually picked up some classic ones per se. And I got both the Ultimate Jungle Hunter and the City Hunter.
Very
so
cool.
Predator and Predator 2. Which, yeah. If I can get to a toy show, get to a toy panel, I want to seriously have to ask them, are you guys making more money at Target than Toys R Us? Because
I think they are.
I will tell you, I am buying more of their stuff from Target than at Toys R Us. There's a great review for both of these on Tech Chucker's Brain Blast from the Syndicate. I definitely love his. I do enjoy his stuff. I know he prefers the City Hunter, but both of these are very cool sets. They come with since they're Ultimate Editions. They look good in their packaging and come with a ton of stuff. But yes, Target has me buying more NECA.
I wonder if NECA is going to put out an official statement, because I think that they're doing better than they ever have been. And, I definitely see more people now are interested in NECA, especially, with what they're doing with horror.
And the Turtles.
And the Turtles too, yeah.
Turtles don't even stay on the shelf.
They got their money. They got their money's worth out of those molds.
Isn't it kind of funny though? It's like they released like the Figuarts Turtles, and they apparently didn't sell all that well. And NECA can't keep theirs in stock.
Well, NECA was smart. They also put Shredder, Foot Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
You got the cast. They said, "Oh, and you're getting Bebop and Rocksteady."
Krang.
They followed through in the line.
Even if they had sold those Figuarts Turtles for, let's say, $39 instead of, I think what they started off at $59, didn't they?
They're Figuarts, yeah.
But even if they were $20 less, I think everybody knew they weren't making anything else. They were only going to do the Turtles. They were never.
Well, they
were
doing Shredder, but then they canceled him. They had a prototype and everything.
So maybe if they would have priced it right, then they would have been able to keep it going.
People were paying attention when the Barnes and Noble had those sales.
Right.
I got all my Turtles for $25.
Yeah, same deal. I think I even got Leonardo for $20.
I hate to say it though, but it's all about the follow through. I mean, they only made how many Suicide Squads? I mean, actually, with all their DC stuff, they never made a full team of anything.
I will say
that's what Figuarts do. They just start a line and then they drop it.
Hopefully not with Street Fighter.
Unless it's Marvel's.
I had almost lost faith in Street Fighter until that, until the Balrog Vega came out. But then I'm like, money, here you go.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, look, the face sculpt is really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they showed him off in 2017. Yeah, he just doesn't fit the bill. The diaphragm's so weird. I'll buy that Leonardo set just to get a proper Shredder. But I've yet to see any. I saw Michelangelo and Raphael one day, and that was it. And I have not seen any Turtles since.
I've seen the full sets twice, and I'm just not a fan of that aesthetic, that cartoon aesthetic.
It's fair.
That cartoon annoyed me. I'll be blunt.
I saw somebody who had a really awesome display. They had all 3 sets of NECA Turtles. They had the new set, the movie set, the comic set, and then they had the old Playmates original toys, and they had them on risers and a detolf, and I thought that looked amazing.
That's I said I got no problem with that. I think that's a great setup. That showed some true turtle love, which is cool.
I think that's on that display too.
Yeah, is that John Wayne Davis?
I think it was.
Okay, we know him. T-Man and I know him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely dropped him a comment that I really like that setup.
He does really good artwork too.
The only
really good
turtles I have is the Star Trek crossover, and I got the Captain Kirk one. I want the rest of them. I only have this one. I would love to have the other three.
Who was I guess Donatello was Spock.
Donatello is Spock, and Raph is
Scotty.
No, Raph is Bones, I guess. Yeah, Bones. And Michelangelo is Scotty.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's Bones. I don't know. You can tell it's got to be Bones, even though he's holding a phaser.
Yeah, because the blue shirt's got to be Bones.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Joe, how about you? What did you get this week?
Well, other than that Megatron, I also picked up Primal.
You get cheap?
Yeah, $69.
$50.
You got yours for 50? Damn.
No, I have one that I don't need anymore.
Well, I know you're trying to sell me your Cheetor, but you didn't say you'd sell me a Primal.
No. I said I'd sell you Cheetor for 50.
Cheetor would be 50. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You're trying to pressure me.
Yeah.
I did spend
transform
50
him
finally on Siege Shockwave. And
welcome to the club.
Came up with this little battle pack.
Pretty cool.
These dudes here are like, you can make them into like rocket thrusters. And I completely forgot about when you guys got yours, like, I don't know, ages ago, what seems like 2 months ago, how crazy the light piping is on this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it is spectacular.
It's ridiculous. It's like there really is an LED in there.
You see the masterpiece.
So would you
one.
say that you've seen the light?
Oh, wait, you have the masterpiece one.
Soundwaves is just as good, by the way.
You know what? I didn't notice Soundwaves being that bright though. I'd have to get them side by side.
Starscream is pretty good too, but it's kind of crazy that they gave it to Starscream and Soundwave, but not Megatron. Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave, but not Megatron.
They wanted his head to be perfectly gray.
I prefer that. I'm not, not the biggest fan of light piping, unless it's done right. Now, when it's done in Siege, I think it is done pretty well, to be honest with you.
But what's crazy about the Shockwave light piping is you really don't notice the pickup part on the top of his head, whereas on Soundwave, it's easier to spot.
True.
Starscreamer.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got for my haul.
What?
No, you said true, and I said Starscreamer.
All right, T. How about you?
Well, I got Amazing Yamaguchi Gambit. I was just saying that this thing was holding the pole better now that I've put them back in the packaging, but now it's getting loose again.
There's so much innuendo in there.
Yeah. And I got Crapper Studio Series. Crapper. I did a review for her, but I didn't edit. I need to edit it.
Well, let me guess. At some point in that review, you go, "Oh boy."
Probably more than once. I'm gonna have to watch the footage and look for that now.
I'm just imagining, like, as she falls apart, or her name's Shatter,
mm-hmm.
and as she actually shatters, you're just, oh boy.
All your hopes and dreams of a decent figure.
To be honest.
You know what? I'm just gonna make this a parts form for this video.
Yeah. I had no choice, I'm gonna be honest. I tried my damnedest, but that arm kept falling apart and it pissed me off.
Damn, you think it was like a Make Toys G2 Starscream.
Oh boy.
It was exactly like that. But from GCI Toys, they were doing like a flash sale online in a group.
A liquidation.
So I picked up the what is it called?
Goldbug.
New Age Goldbug. I forget what his fake name is. Oh, it's right here.
Cash grab.
Gremlin.
Gremlin?
Yeah. He comes with a jetpack.
I would like
jetpack.
It plugs on there, but not the most secure. If you bump it, it'll fall off. And a gun, I put a piece of tape around the gun. The gun didn't stay in his hand at all, just like the first one. I don't know why they did that. So eventually, I guess I'm gonna put floor polish on the gun. This is just begging to get lost.
I just want to say to any of the third-party designers, because I know all the third-party designers watch our show, if they ever did like a blatant repaint and just named that character Cash Grab, I would buy 2 of them just for that.
They could, because like this guy being named Gremlin, what the heck does that have to do with it? Or Prowl being named Harry.
Well, Harry makes sense.
Harry, Dirty Harry, Gremlin. Gremlin was a car from the late 1960s, early 70s.
Dirty Harry was a police officer?
Holy crap. Give me your guy card right now. You're older than I am,
that.
and you should know Dirty Harry.
Yeah, he was not in my demographic as a kid growing up. But I also got
I watched
2-pack. And the D1 General Grievous, who I like a lot, to be honest.
Hello there.
I forgot what he sounds like. I haven't watched this movie in forever.
General Kenobi. Well, hello there.
Hi, character who apparently you seem to be very, very important, but if some of us didn't watch the cartoon that at 10 o'clock at night, we have no idea who the heck you are.
The cartoon that got retconned.
Did he live longer?
Well, the reason he had the breathing problems was because Mace Windu crushed his I guess, lungs.
Mm.
But
they never explained if he was a cyborg or not officially.
He is.
He has to be.
They did explain it. I mean, at least if you go on Wikipedia. I mean, he has to be a cyborg because he's got real eyes and he's got like tissue around the eyes.
And he wheezes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, all that character has all this potential backstory. And there was
he has to be a cyborg because Kenobi kills him by shooting him in the heart. Like his yeah.
Yeah, so he couldn't live.
I would love to have known all that backstory of how he could have been became general of a clone army, and that would have been a great.
You say you want to hear a backstory for Star Wars until you get to now. That's pod racing. Like for me, I think that the prequels, if anything, they serve a great purpose in the sense of, oh, you wanted to know how something happened. The power of your imagination wasn't good enough. You know.
No, the prequels taught me what lost potential was. What lost potential truly was.
Yes. I don't know how they sat through that during the editing and thought, this is a great movie.
They looked at their paycheck.
Well, it's the thing is, it's like, you know, everybody called George Lucas a visionary, but A New Hope was a movie that was saved in editing. I mean, there are multiple sources out there that are like, yeah, the movie was garbage and they saved it in editing. There were a lot of great ideas in there, and they came to fruition. But when you look at like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, it's like, you know, Lucas didn't really have all that much involvement. I mean, he had involvement, but it wasn't like he was, the sole creator on those projects. So don't hate George Lucas. I just think that like he works better as a collaborator than he does as like, the guy to have full creative control.
I mean, just look at Howard the Duck.
Yeah. and Crystal Skull. It's like if you watch any of the interviews with Spielberg, right? Spielberg was like, oh, well, George wanted to make Indiana Jones versus the Martians. And there were a lot of weird things that Lucas wanted to do. And Lucas also is kind of, if you go back, like a lot of people, I love Temple of Doom. I love all three Indiana Jones movies. I'm saying that. There are only three Indiana Jones movies. But, they say that like some of the weird deviations in Temple of Doom are from Lucas's divorce and like his, he lets things in his personal life seep into his creative views, which isn't always bad. But
unless it's bad.
Unless it's really bad.
Yeah. Finished with my haul. I did get Ebony Maw. I did a review on him. I need to edit that as well. So I'm not going to give too much opinion. Besides, this is one figure that's really posable that I don't pose and I love him. All I pose is his upper body.
So you have all the Black Order now?
No, I need Corvus to leave. Set.
You mean this guy?
Yes. And I don't have the official Hasbro Thanos, either one. I mean, any of them.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of them now.
They'll look fine with the Fig Arts Thanos.
Yeah, Figure Arts Thanos is slightly taller than him. I didn't expect that because he's kind of short, to be honest. I did get Ronin with the 2-pack head on. I haven't even touched that other head since I plopped this one on.
That's what she said.
Explain to me what Ronin is, because I don't know the.
He's Hawkeye. He went overseas or did something, and I guess he basically turned into a ninja or something.
Well, I mean, from what I've read, not to go too much in spoiler territory.
No.
In the comics, how about
I don't want to hear.
How about in the comics? Can I go in the comics?
Go in the comics, yeah.
In the comics, Clinton was wanted for he was on crime, so he took the Ronin identity.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Why are you hiding like that?" He's like, "Because everyone knows that I use a bow and arrows. So I figured if I use swords, it'd be like, there's no way that's Hawkeye."
Yeah, which is basically what they're saying he's doing because at the end of Civil War, look what happened to Hawkeye. He got.
I like the way his swords go in here. Like you could put one at the bottom and one at the top.
So you can go
reach over. Yeah, and they fit in there nicely. I was watching. I think I only watched one review on him. It was Chartimus Prime. He was saying he didn't know how to overlap, but for me, they just go in there nicely. But yeah.
It's interesting too. Ice Covered stated, the new haircut doesn't look like that head sculpt has the new haircut.
It does.
It does.
It's like 2 layers of brown.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I think I showed it off in my review today with the 2-pack. But it's like 2 different shades of brown. It's not faded.
Yeah.
So do you have a desire of getting 2-packs just so you could have them all?
No, I just wanted this head and that's it. I'm done.
Not even the female buck with the double jointed elbows?
I don't need more. I have a feeling that they're not going to wear these suits that long.
Probably not.
For some reason.
They're going to have at least 3 outfits. But they got the color wrong on that. They're not gray. They're like white.
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah. But that's the thing too, is like I noticed a lot of times, and we'll get to this like in our one of our topics for tonight. I notice a lot of times with big movies, especially ones that Hasbro works on, they get the pre-production art and then they just roll with it. They take that pre-production art, concept art. I mean, look at all the stuff for Bumblebee where he's got the wings on his shoulders and just things are off with his design. The face sculpt is different.
Look at Proxima.
What was the Build-A-Figure?
Call Obsidian.
It's different.
I think in this case, Marvel probably didn't even give them a lot of information because they didn't want spoilers. Because the boxes don't even say Endgame on it. It just says Avengers.
I got spoiled by. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to that topic.
We'll get into that. As for me, I only got one thing, and it was in a trade with Nathan Simmons. He gave me because I'm getting rid of my Titans Return stuff. I traded him some Titans Return figures, and I got the Walmart Encore Prime, which is one I didn't really want to buy, but this is just my loose display Prime to go with my Prime collection, and I like the fact he's got ratchets in his elbows too, and he's the first of the reissues that actually feels really sturdy. Like Rodimus and Starscream felt like they were made out of really cheap materials, and this guy he feels really robust.
Is it because of his legs?
His legs are die cast, and those feel good, but the plastic here, it's super dense. If I hold it to the light, I can't even see through it.
That's nice.
So
I know Starscream you can probably see through.
Yeah.
More like the Ghost of Starscream figure.
I remember the Toys R Us Masterpiece Starscream. You could see through that. I mean, it was tighter than all the other Seekers, but the plastic was super light.
So, I know a lot of people are waiting for that Prime to go on clearance. When he does go on clearance, I'll probably get one just to keep in the box. And I did want to get one of the Repro ones just to keep in the box with the trailer and all that.
I don't think I'm going to get lucky because I haven't seen him. People have been buying him for $50 every Walmart I go to.
Yeah, like the week he came out, I think some people saw him for 15 and 8. Some of the Walmarts.
So what's on the agenda?
So we'll knock out because there's a very light week for news. So McFarlane is actually getting into more video game figures. I'm assuming that the Fortnite stuff has been successful for them, and not only are they getting into video game figures, they're also doing Harry Potter.
Harry.
So this one I'm super excited about. Now, unfortunately, they don't have any figure pictures yet. These are all game renders. So they're showing off the Doom Marine. They're showing off what appears to be Harry, Hermione, Ron, and
he who should not be named.
Yes, he who should not be named. And a Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Now, if these things have the articulation that the Fortnite figures have, I think that's going to be really exciting.
No, I can't tell whether those are renders or...
Those are renders.
Yeah, they're renders. They look like the game models. Yeah, McFarlane MK11 game renders. So, I love my Mortal Kombat stuff. I think it was Mezco that made the Mortal Kombat X figures?
Mezco made those, and it pissed me off that they didn't finish the line because they were actually, for what they were very good.
Yeah, I had the Scorpion and Sub-Zero from them. I still have them, actually. They were, what were they, 5-inch scale? They were a different scale.
They were, when I'm looking at Scorpion now, they were No, they were 6-inch.
They're 6-inch.
6-inch, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they were selling too well, to be honest.
Well, they were, again, you got Mortal Kombat, and they were Toys R Us exclusives.
Yeah.
So you got your distribution. You got.
I remember seeing them in movie stop.
Well,
not helping on a 5% markup there. Then you were getting an $18 figure for $23.
Yeah.
And then they
still making them. They're just waiting 2 years between every release. Like
they canceled it, and because they switched the line, to 3 3/4, but they didn't. They left the price at $20 per figure.
Mm-hmm.
They milked those designs as far as they could, because they also then made like a giant Scorpion and a giant Sub-Zero as well that were just like single pieces.
Yeah, they weren't articulated at all.
And I mean, they did Katana, Kodokan, Raiden, Quan Chi, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
You guys are started talking bad about Mezco. My Nightmare Batman fell over.
Well, it's like when Mezco is good, they're good, but when Mezco is bad, they're bad. Like I have their Walter White, and it's basically just a statue. You know, it's like one of those McFarlane figures.
Is that Walter White though part of the 112 line, or is that like a different? Because Mezco has a different line that's not 112 collective.
It's not part of the 112 line. It's just it's a 6-inch figure, and it's like the legs are static, and the arms move, the head kind of moves, and that's about it.
It's like one of those statue figures.
Yeah.
Because when I think Walter White, I think dynamic poses.
I don't think dynamic poses, but like at least it's funny because he like comes with like the meth bomb, and he comes with a duffel bag. At least want him to be able to put the stuff in some sort of pose.
Can we at least have him knock on the door?
Yeah, like he's a character that like at least give me like a couple different heads with various expressions and some gesturing hands. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what McFarlane does there. Next little bit of news is Figma showed off an interesting figure, and it's from the upcoming game Death Stranding. And it's interesting that I'm assuming that they must be pretty much ready to roll the game out. I thought I had this.
God, that game! I've been like, I'm scared when this game comes out.
I still have no clue what that thing is about.
No one does. That's why I'm scared.
I actually have an idea of what it's about because I listened to the trailer, and I think it's actually about like time collapsing on itself.
Then what the hell's the deal with the baby?
I think that's like how you respawn.
Is that a Kojima figure back there?
It looks like a Kojima figure. Well, Kojima and Guillermo del Toro are both in the game.
Wow. He puts himself into his work.
That's a Figma figure?
Yeah, this is a Figma figure.
So that means I won't own it because they're expensive now.
They've always been. Just don't shop at GameStop for them.
Yeah, you got to get them from Japan.
They're a little bit more than figure arts.
Yeah, a little lot.
But you got to get them when they first come out because if you don't, they go up in price really fast.
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody that's into the Overwatch ones.
Some of them, when I first started thinking about collecting them, a lot of them would drop down in price or go on sale, but now they don't. Like I was waiting for the deluxe Twilight Princess Link to go down, and he never went down. Now he's like $100.
Yeah, the Zelda I think is the only one that you can get cheap.
Yeah.
Like I see her consistently for $30-$40.
Link Between Worlds Deluxe Link, he's constantly on sale places.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I have.
And he's a great one too.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I was lucky on him. They did a flash sale on Amazon for like $25. I was like, holy crap.
Damn, even less than I paid. I got mine at a toy fair. I think I paid $30.
That's good too.
So
way better than 70.
Yeah.
Last little bit of news. We'll move into our discussions. Hasbro Pulse. They're doing a Generations Selects line. Is that flashing for everybody?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Let me try it again. There we go.
There we go.
So they're calling it the Generation Select line, and they're starting with Star Convoy, which I'm all for this. I think it's cool that they're offering it domestically. This doesn't scream Star Convoy to me because, I mean, the vehicle mode here, it's exactly the same as the Power of the Primes one.
I was about to say, that looks exactly, yeah, that's what
yeah.
That's what I wanted for the original.
Painted rims. And then the individual robot mode, it's not Orion Pax anymore.
It's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it looks more like Ginrai. It looks like Ginrai, but with yellow eyes.
They did a lot of retooling.
And, you know, I was going to get into that. Like, it's cool that they did retooling, but why didn't they give him articulated wrists? Why didn't they fill in any of the hollowness? And they're charging a premium. Like, the Hasbro Pulse price at $80, it's cheaper than a lot of e-tailers. Like, you know, I'm seeing a lot of sites listed for $90, $100. I wouldn't pay that. I think it's cool.
I think he's a Takatomi Mall exclusive as well, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of, what was it, that big powered that they all was just an import only?
Yeah. The Diatlas.
I still wish I could afford that because I do kind of want that, but those I think were done better. This though, I'm like, I'm getting a figure that a $45 figure for twice as much. And yes, there's a little bit of work on there, but it's still, I mean, I love the gun pods on the shoulders. I absolutely adore those. I like the new head sculpt. That Matrix gun is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just when you know you're getting Siege Jetfire for that same cost, and you know it's so much more of a figure.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, if they release that, it's going to be $80. It's going to be in their commander class range because he is so much bigger than their current day leaders for Generations.
But it was just a $60. I mean, it was just a $45 figure 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think if anything, it should be 60, no more than 60.
I'll give you that. I agree.
I'd see. It's not that much of a difference in price to get the MMC version of Star Convoy.
So I think that Jetfire, from how they explained it, that thing is going to seem way more substantial than that figure right there. Because they said they didn't hold back with the amount of plastic they put in it. So they was like, it feels like it has die cast, even though it doesn't.
That Jetfire is blowing. What was the not the fans, the Kronos Jetfire out of the water?
Anything could blow that out of the water.
Yes, but people still bought that for how much?
Because they was crazy.
I mean, yes, there's the Fan Toys one, but if you didn't want to put the Fan Toys one, you had to get the Kronos one. And this is one where I'm going to say...
Is Kronos the one that Bobby broke all over the place?
One of them. The famous one he broke all over the place was one of the Hounds. That was the one he destroyed.
No, is Kronos the one that, like, it has, like, it's bad engineering where it's making you break the thing? I forgot what it was.
Kronos, yes, was one of those.
But what I'm going around saying is that Star Convoy is no Jetfire.
I agree.
I do not see that price point in that figure.
It's cool. I like the individual Optimus. I kind of want it, so I put with the old armor, but I'm not gonna pay $80 for that.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. If it goes on sale, and I think it probably will, I don't think a lot of people are going to buy that for that price. And I mean, the other thing too is if you look at like the re-release of Big Convoy and the Green Unicron and all these specialty ones, they're plummeting in price. Weeks, if not less than a month after their initial release. So
they're ridiculously priced.
No, I agree.
That Big Convoy was going for how much?
Right.
And the Unicron, some of it I can see why they cost so much because things are different as far as shipping now. Shipping is outrageous. And the box is huge and it probably weighs a certain amount. But the fact that it jumped from 50 to 150 for Unicron.
All right. Well, moving on to our first discussion topic of the evening. Dave, you brought this one up, and it's near and dear to you. Toilers. Oh, yeah. We were talking about this earlier in the show, but spoilers in toy form. You want to elaborate on this one?
Well, I want to break. Easiest way to talk about it is to go on some toy history. Is with the old Dick Tracy toy line when that movie came out. In that movie, there was a character called the Blank, who was a person with no face. And part of the movie was, who is the Blank? Well, a week before the movie came out, the Blank action figure came out, and you could take off the mask, and it would tell you exactly who the character was. So that's what a toiler is. The toys come out, and they reveal plots of the movie.
And this thing on his arm or wrist, if that's actually in the movie.
Did you see there was a character-specific Infinity Gauntlet that was released?
I was trying to avoid. I heard about that. I have not seen it.
That.
I'm not saying what character.
Yeah, don't tell us.
But yes, and apparently, what I was hearing is that was not supposed to be out on shelves for another month. And certain Targets and Walmarts were not honoring the street date. Because the idea is...
Mines are strict.
Well, the whole idea was they want people to see this cool thing and want this cool thing because they saw it in the movie, and it was a big plot element. And now it's people are like, the fuck?
It just kind of makes me wonder, though, like... how much of that is on Hasbro actually shipping it to the stores? Like, you know, there's an obvious rush to get a lot of these things ready. And, you know, we were talking about Shatter before the show, like the Bumblebee movie one. And the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebees, they're based off of concept art. They're not actually the movie design. So it's kind of funny to have a masterpiece Bumblebee that isn't actually a masterpiece Bumblebee. It's, you know, a masterpiece concept art Bumblebee.
Well, you're talking about with Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Leader Class Jetfire, and Leader Class Prime.
Oh yeah,
that came out actually after the movie, where we saw them combined and how they look combined. You know?
Yeah.
Did that?
It did.
I think they actually showed that in the trailer.
They might have.
They might have shown. Yeah, they might have shown a jet convoy, but they didn't show it like him actually.
No, they showed it in the trailer for
Dark of the Moon.
Yeah. Well, no, was it Dark of the Moon?
Yeah, they showed him flying around.
Yeah, that's what it was. Where he's flying through the city.
Yeah, that was Dark of the Moon. But that was in Jetfire gear. That was
Revenge of the Fallen. I kind of remember them showing that final shot with him fully armored up with Jetfire standing off, like after he killed everybody.
That might have been a trailer after the trailer after the movie came out.
TV shot spots. It was probably a TV spot.
But I'm saying though but things like that, and I mean I hate that. I know some people just want to get their toys quicker, but some people I think things like that it's annoying. And so I've heard rumors that there may even be a lawsuit in case involved in it.
It was probably some young kid. He grabbed the boxes and was like, "Where did this go?" and just threw it on the shelf somewhere.
I was spoiled when I was in Walmart, and I ended up picking up the Shockwave. I'm walking down the aisle, and they've got the new, cheap Godzilla toys out for the new movie, and one of the sets is a fire Godzilla, like burning Godzilla from one of the old movies, and I think it came with Mothra. And it's like, okay, well now I know that in the movie's most likely going to have that burning Godzilla form or that fire Godzilla
There's
form.
a chance that they won't with that. Sometimes they give you those forms and whatnot, and they're never in the movie.
Yeah, see Batman.
It's possible, and they purposely do a lot of that. Well, I don't know. I've noticed that with
Actually, with the Godzilla movies,
have you ever noticed when a DC movie's coming out, you'll get so many different Batman figures, like Batman with green shit all over him and glow in the dark shit, and a white suit Batman, and none of that stuff's ever in the movie.
Actually, you were talking about the Godzilla. That was actually another toiler that happened when the first Godzilla movie came out with the Mutos. They were never shown in the trailer, but the toys were shown. The toys came out before the movie, and it had them in
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember you got to see what they looked like before the movie came out.
So that's another documented toiler.
Well, one thing they did with Infinity Wars, they kept advertising the Hulk, and he wasn't even in the daggone.
That was trolling. That was one of the best trolls out there. So.
Now that I got this head on here, I'm starting to like this body more.
You heard it first. If you got good head, buy. Never mind. What's your thoughts on that, Zero?
Well, it's like as T said with the Infinity War thing with Hulk. It was really interesting to see a lot of the merchandise that came out. For instance, they had Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster as one of the figures, and that never happened in the movie. So, while we have things that are potential spoilers, you kind of have to go into this not trusting anything. But it does suck when things do reveal things. When toys do reveal spoilers. I know I don't look at any of the Lego sets because the Lego sets tend to be, spoilers for battles and who's going to be involved, and they tend to be pretty accurate. I don't think that there's too many mainline Lego sets that are just kind of fluff for things that didn't actually happen in a movie these days, because they know
that Lego Owl people.
Yeah. They know that set piece stuff is what sells.
Now we're gonna have people going into the Lego Owl on purpose and showing us pictures.
I think the only one I can remember that was something that didn't happen in the movie was there was the Doctor Strange set with Doctor Strange and the Ancient One fighting some sort of space octopus thing. Yeah, if anybody in the chat knows of any, let me know. But yeah, Sportivus says.
Oh yeah, another spoiler was the Captain Marvel's Gus cat.
Oh yeah, with the green eyes.
Yeah, and when you squeeze him, the tentacles shoot out his mouth.
Someone
I picked it up hey, what do you do? And then it was like, spoilers.
Well, I mean, I just think it takes away, a lot of the fun of the movie, because, with the Deadpool, seriously, who's playing with something with ratchets?
Me, sorry.
Okay. I'm very thankful that we never got a Juggernaut figure from that movie, from that merchandise line. Because I'll tell you, there was rumors of the Juggernaut, there was rumors of it, but nothing still took out the effect of when you finally saw him, and you're just like, Oh shit! It's the Juggernaut.
Yes, that was the best part of that movie.
But what if they, if an
Yeah.
action figure of that had come out, that would totally have taken away that effect.
So luckily,
Luckily, they don't make toys out of rated R movies.
Yeah. For now, but now that they're under the Marvel umbrella, we probably will finally get a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
But
I hope so.
Which I would totally love a Marvel Select of that Juggernaut, just so you know, because I know the people from Diamond Select watch our show. But that's, I would definitely say, yeah. So me, Toilers, hate them, yes, and they should. If you're a toy hunter, please don't.
I just take it with a grain of salt, you know. I really do. I with Infinity War, we were safe, and I think we're going to be safe here too.
Hopefully,
you know, I just think the hard thing is, and big Game of Thrones fan here, and I will be watching it on Sunday, and every Monday, you know what happens? You get the people that go, "No spoilers, I didn't watch it." Then the people that have to remind you that they're not Game of Thrones fans and have never watched the show. Those are those two groups of people.
that character you like died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a third group too. It's a subset of the group that says no spoilers. Is when you say that was a great episode last night, and then they jump on you as if you're about to spoil the whole show.
Yeah. That used to happen to me with Walking Dead. If I missed it on Sunday, I couldn't get on the internet until I watched it. Because somebody will have a status update. Oh, Carol died. Or something crazy like that.
Or just the memes.
Or they were like, what's his name? Carl. Like, oh, poor Carl.
I know, it's funny. It's funny too because like there were so many like trolly threads like, oh no, Coral died, and then he actually finally did die.
So they actually killed that kid?
Yeah, his contract went up.
I thought they wanted to do something shocking that nobody would expect because the ratings were dropping.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show in like 3 years.
I stopped watching when they mishandled the governor, and then when they brought in Negan, I started watching again, and then I was just like, yeah, this is just.
You know what? I kind of forgive the mishandling of the governor.
Yeah.
I glossed over that. It was when Negan showed up is when I started losing interest because I'm like, I am not intimidated by this dude at all. Like Negan in the comic books is an intimidating guy.
They had him like they had him play like the expression I used at the time was they had him play with his food too much.
Yeah.
And like Negan in the comics is just like there is one issue where it was in New Alexandria was didn't you guys read the comics?
Yeah, I did. I haven't gotten the last couple volumes.
The guy that was running New Alexandria, who his son wanted to hook up with Andrea.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like pressing on Andrea really hard, even though she and Rick were an item at that point. Like he and Negan play that game of pool, and then like Negan just they wrap up and he just kills him, and then they tried to replicate that in the comic and it just did. I mean, in the show, and it just didn't work.
Yeah,
and then they didn't even have Douglas in the show. Like that was how Carl lost his eye. They mishandled a lot of characters, like, and you know I can say that major reasons why the show didn't work for me was because of you know characters in the comic were really good. Dale was a great character. Andrew was a great character, and they botched him. Shane barely had anything to do. You know, it was Shane kind of lingered in the sense that like he was a pain point on Laurie and Rick's marriage when Rick came back. But he didn't have all that much involvement. And Rick losing his hand, I think, was really integral to him becoming a leader, because he went from being unsure to then realizing he was disabled. Like, there is a really powerful scene where he's like sitting there at the campfire and trying to open a can of beans. Like, man, I can't even open a can of beans. How am I going to protect my son? And then, when Carl almost gets raped by those survivors, like, and he's trying to fight them off, and the only reason that nothing bad happened was because that was when Abraham showed up.
Oh yeah, they did do that scene in the show where he's about to get raped.
Yeah.
So wait, so he didn't fend them off single-handedly?
Hi-yo.
He went beast mode. I did like that part.
Sorry, I had to.
Negan kind of reminded me of, because I'm a dork, Megatron on Beast Wars.
A little bit. I can see it.
He reminds me of the dad on Supernatural. God, that show's 10 years old.
Still
finally?
Going?
No, it's doing his last season.
Wow.
They are ending
I
it.
think it's more than 10 years.
I'm just saying, I cannot believe a show like that. They milked that one for all it's worth.
Yeah.
I found every now and then I'll catch an episode and I'm like, this should be one of the shows I do enjoy, but I just don't have the time.
I'm shocked Charm didn't keep going.
I got a reboot. Have you watched any like reruns of Charmed?
Does not age well.
Dude, the special effects are terrible. Like, they have like like those canned explosions like you'd see on a William Street cartoon.
Oh well, yeah. You got to remember when that was done.
I know when it was done, but there is like a digital backdrop of someone in front of, like, they got teleported to the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's like all pixelated, and it's noticeably pixelated. Like, they just blew up a JPEG of the Golden Gate Bridge and put this guy in front of it.
I'll still watch it. I'll still watch an
on,
episode of Angel every now and then.
Did you watch it on a 4K TV?
I did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That might be why too.
Okay, I came home one day and Lex is watching Charmed, and she was like, "Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure of mine." So there's nothing wrong with Charmed, and we're like watching it. And it's just like, wow, this is not aged at all. It's not aged well at all.
Can't say I ever watched any Charmed.
I used to watch it till it got like further up into the seasons. And
I know why you watched it.
That was a Milano.
Well, I liked the show for a second. I think I don't know who was watching it, but that's one of those shows where if somebody else is watching it and then I'm with them and then I wind up watching. But I can't remember who that was.
I've never been suckered in any shows like that, fortunately.
I
suckered a few people. I've suckered a few people into shows.
For me, that's how I watch TV now. I had to watch it with other people. Like, sometimes I watch it with other people. Then when I'm by myself, I couldn't care less.
I have a guilty pleasure, and that's the awful reality show Trainwrecks on TLC.
Oh God.
600-Pound Life, 90 Day Fiance, and
Yeah.
and
I don't like
Quarters.
600-Pound Life. She can't believe all the dumb stuff that they say and do.
And then they got the doctor sounding like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Dr. Now, he's like, well, if you didn't eat all the snacks and candies and lie to me, you wouldn't be in this predicament.
Then, like, they're on TV, like they can't even fake it out for the cameras.
Right.
They'll have a whole feast.
Right. They're like, I'm gonna go see Dr. Now and hope that he can help me lose weight. And then they're like, I'm just gonna have one last meal, and it's like, I need 60 cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Well, we don't have Whataburger back home.
A whole pizza, some buffalo wings, some regular chicken wings, some burgers, and a cake.
Yeah, like I saw one once where the girl's mom goes, "You had a hard day, sugar, so you can go off the diet a little bit." She orders her 3 pizzas.
Yeah, and she eats all of them.
Oh my god, that I could not watch that.
I
I
could
could
barely eat
not
like
watch that.
2 slices of pizza, and then my stomach feels full. So how they can like eat all of that?
I mean, I can eat anyway. I mean, I'm a chubby guy. I can eat like a champ, but I couldn't do that. That's just no, and that's just wrong. Of even put no. That's so. There's ethics on there that no, you can't. The producers shouldn't even allow that to happen. That's no.
Well, you know
They
what's
can't
funny?
stop them.
What's sad is like I saw one episode. It was 2 weeks ago, and the girl actually put herself in a rehabilitation because I asked, I was like, why don't any of these people just like check themselves into rehab and just not allow themselves to eat? And the girl did that, and she checked herself in. She lost 375 pounds. She was like 33 years old, and she's like, I realized if I keep going on like this, I'm gonna die. And so she checked herself into rehab, and then like, she gets out of rehab. She's got her diet under control. She gets the weight loss surgery. She gets skin removal surgery, and then like her heart gave out, and it was like the saddest thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you watch Strange Addiction?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Tanaya likes that too.
She probably is like, Dad, when are you going to go on that show?
Oh, she said I could be on there.
Plastic is not a strange addiction. Hoarders,
eating plastic. But she was showing me the one clip from the one where the woman wanted to be the fattest woman alive.
Whiskey Tango
her boyfriend was helping her.
Yeah, he was like feeding her with funnels and everything.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Man, we could have like a whole show of just we sit Dave in front of TLC and get his reactions to like.
It's just, has society fallen that far? Can we please send James Cameron to raise the bar for us, please?
That would be interesting. How many hours of TLC does Dave Lutwick need to watch before he drops an F-bomb?
Probably 1 hour.
Not even. I don't think I could even last. I don't think I'd last through the intro of the show.
The last one she showed me that this lady was eating her husband's ashes.
Ugh. I seen one where like the chick like couldn't resist going into hotels and licking everything. Like she had to lick the toilet. And she had to like lick the tile floor and the bathtub drain. It's like what? Like what?
The heck?
How do you get that kind of addiction?
How would
Something
you go?
happened as a kid. She's like the ash. I took my husband's ashes everywhere, and then she wound up like spilling some, and it got on her hand, and she tasted it, and she's like, "I don't want him. I don't want any of him to be left anywhere." So now she's gonna eat the whole thing. I forgot what she described the taste as.
Did she at least like cut it with Swiss Miss?
No.
Like she's like making her
She
own.
does
Like
know
little...
that doesn't digest. She just might as well just go ahead and flush him down the toilet because that's where it's going to go anyway.
Not in her mind. He's a part of her.
No. No.
Dave, I think I have to save you.
Well, what's the next topic?
Our last topic of this evening, and also want to wish Nathan Simmons a very happy birthday.
Oh yeah,
He's in the chat.
Happy birthday,
Nate. Very happy.
and happy birthday, Michael.
Yeah.
I think that's a bunch of people I know birthdays today.
Damn, it's your kid's birthday and you're here?
Yeah, living in different homes.
Yeah.
They took him out, so
yeah. Well, anyway, last topic is, as the show's title, there's always money in the banana stand. And I just want to go little round table. What's your experience selling figures? Do you guys do it? Do you do trades? You ever have any figures that you would sell? I recently got rid of pretty much all of my Marvel Figuarts, and I funded some other things that I wanted. I had some interesting experiences with eBay, to say the least.
Hmm.
So I had a guy who bought my Thanos, my Figuarts Thanos. Thank God he left me good feedback first, but he came back trying to get a refund and saying that I sold him a KO. And there are some, there's a lot of scummy sellers out there, but there are some scummy buyers too. I did have a lot of people that were pretty happy with, what I got to them. I got a lot of compliments on how I packed the figures, how fast I got them.
One
When
happy
it comes to a
customer
good
is in our
package,
comments.
Doctor's Extra Zero.
Winston is happy.
I'm glad he's happy. I should be seeing him again this weekend. Actually, I have to hammer out those details with him. Get a few figures to him. But I had one guy now I'm dealing with who's upset because USPS delayed his package a day, and I'm like, well, that's out of my hands.
Yeah. It ain't you.
So, props to all the people that run shops out there. I didn't mean to rhyme that because I know there's got to be a lot of stress that goes into maintaining a reputation, dealing with customer issues. And
like
I do work high end retail.
I know you work high end retail, but I'm talking about the toy community. Granted, with grills and appliances, I'm sure that there are a lot of people that have the same issues. I mean, I used to sell phones and I used to sell computers, and that had its own layers of stress.
Let me tell you how Hasbro Pulse does it. They just tell you, oh yeah, it is what it is. Anything else? Like I recently got a new credit card or debit card, and I pre-ordered with my old one. So when they went to charge me for Prowl and Chromia, finally, they had my old info. So I updated it, and I was like, 2 days later, I'm like, I still haven't been charged yet. So I sent them a message saying, do I have to do anything extra now that I changed it? And she's like, oh no, it could take up to 5 days, business days, before they try to charge you again.
Oof.
I'm like, 5 days? It's already going to take forever because of FedEx Smart Post. I was like, can you guys like push it through? She's like, oh no, it's all automated and la-di-da. Thank you for your patience.
Gotta imagine I gotta imagine what training is like for them. You're gonna be talking to a lot of man children who want their toys.
Yeah.
I think from the way it's answered, they have like, and Zero probably knows this, like they have like some automated answers you got to give to certain stuff, and then they might put a little bit of their self in that.
Yeah, I don't really know how call centers are configured, to be honest with you. Yeah, like each one's different. The levels of automation are different. I personally, when it comes to customer service, I'm highly opposed to automation.
Yes.
Same.
We ain't gonna have a choice in a minute.
I think ultimately, when you say that we're not going to have a choice, I think ultimately when companies start resorting to automation, you're going to see a surge of businesses that reject it because that's going to be their selling point. Just like made in the USA, I guarantee you're going to see businesses that say, we source real people in the United States and we don't use automated call centers. And I forget who it is, but there's one of the major banks sells that now, and Sprint too. Like when you call Sprint, you actually get a live person without having to go through a ton of menus.
You might not be able to understand them, but you get
you get someone. You get someone in the U.S.
Not when I call. A lady from Sprint called me. They're trying to get me to get their car Wi-Fi. And then when I was like, I don't have a car at the moment, they tried to get me to do a free tablet. But it was like, I was like, okay, I'm good with a free tablet, but then I would have to pay for the service for the tablet.
Right.
So I was like, no, but it was so hard, like trying to decide on that because I could barely understand what she was saying.
Nate chimed in that was Bank of America. They're the ones that sell that. You know, they don't have automated call line. But I think you're going to see that. You know, especially with I'm not going to get political here, but the way things are going, where people are trying to already push through universal basic income, you're going to see a lot of pushback with automation because people don't want to be taxed for it, or corporations don't want to be taxed for it. So I personally think automation is a good thing. I mean, I do part of what I do is creating automated systems. But
I think they should give you a choice. Like when you call in, they should ask you what kind of mood you're in. And not normally they should assume that you're in the mood to murder everything in sight. Because if you're calling something like that, you're probably pissed off. But like sometimes I want to just get an automated thing, and I just want to get the information I need and get out, and I don't want to talk to a person.
Like Amazon, I think has set up a great business, right? Like
yes, you have your choice. You can get
you
can chat, you can do email, or you can hit the phone thing and they call you right away.
Yeah.
I like the way they do.
There's hassle-free returns. Like you could just return anything. Like I bought a My Pillow. I needed a new pillow. I was having issues sleeping.
My Pillow.
And you know, my opinion on the My Pillow is it's trash. It basically feels like someone ripped up an egg crate and tossed it in a sack and said, "Here you go. Here's your pillow." And yes, I followed the instructions. I put it in the damn dryer for 15 minutes, and it puffed it up, and it still felt like egg crates in a bag. And honestly, it's like, here's how pain-free Amazon is. I did a no-print return label for UPS. I took it to the UPS store, which is 5 minutes down the road, and after they scanned in the barcode, you got a refund. And I'm like, holy shit, that's easy.
Yeah.
And I actually did get another pillow. I got I'm gonna plug them. It's Coop Home Goods. And it's their shredded memory foam pillow.
Coop?
That shit, yeah, COOP. Coop Home Goods. It's a $65 pillow if you're getting the king. It's expensive.
$65 for a pillow.
Yes, sir.
Are you guaranteed 3 wet dreams a night?
You are guaranteed 100. You are guaranteed that you're gonna. If you don't like that pillow after 100 days, they give you your money back.
I'm just saying, $65. I better wake up feeling like, and I don't want that dream to end. I got to go through the whole dream.
I had to fight Lex to get my pillow back. Yeah. Not the My Pillow, but
like if you're about to wake up, it jumps out of the bed and turns your alarm off.
like how Nate's in the chat is like $65.
Dude, I've spent over $100 on a pillow. That ain't
king size pillow. Dave, you sell like beds where you are, right?
No, I have ethics.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well, fine. King size pillows are expensive. I'll tell you that. And this shredded memory foam pillow, it's awesome, man.
Does
like
it shred your bad memories? Because for $65, I want to wake up now thinking about a damn horrible thing.
That's why I'm so happy about it.
See, telling you, it's a good pillow.
We'll trust you.
Know. But it's like
$55. I wanted to go to my television and delete TLC network from my feed.
Oh man, that's what we ought to do. Is when you come up to Maryland, when you come up for TFCon, we're just gonna have a hotel room marathon of TLC, and we'll like frame it like those reaction videos when people used to watch Two Girls, One Cup. And I can see it now. There's like some 700-pound broad like eating 70 Whataburgers, and you're just like, really? Really?
No, that's not even worth it. Really, that's just. Oh my god!
I only know about Whataburgers is in Texas.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I have lost faith in the American culture.
Just now?
No, but just another nail just got tapped into it.
Is that a crucifixion joke?
Oh.
Oh, but as far as that selling thing, we never talked about the selling thing. I haven't done eBay. When I was gonna do eBay, I needed the money now, and they were saying that I wouldn't see my money for like a month or something.
I hear that works.
1-800 cash now.
Oh, no, I haven't called them yet.
Um,
But I heard like your first sales or whatever, they take like a month or something before you get to see the money.
Doesn't take a month, but when you're working to establish yourself, and I'm an established seller now, so I get paid like instantly. Provided the buyer actually pays. Like I have one item now where I'm waiting on the buyer to pay, and as soon as they pay, it just goes right to your PayPal and you can move it over. But before, you had to provide PayPal the tracking information, and then after PayPal like confirmed the sale, or confirmed that it was delivered, and what you got good feedback. So you used to have to like, hey buddy, could you leave me feedback? And there are some people that just don't leave feedback, and then it could take a couple weeks.
That's me.
I always leave feedback. I value my eBay feedback. Like I have no bad feedback.
But I usually sell on Facebook or TFW.
Facebook has always been like a surefire way for me to sell things. However, I feel on Facebook you have people trying to lowball you constantly, and they get like almost offended. No offense to my friends out in California, but shipping from Maryland to California is not cheap. And I find, California is a big state, but I find a lot of people, out there too, they don't want to, you're like, okay, well, if I'm shipping to Cali, it's going to be really expensive for me to do priority. Oh, well, can you still take $10 off? I'm like, dude, no.
When I sell Transformers, I don't get that. People pretty much will be like, depending on what I'm selling, like they'll just give me the money right away. Yeah. Anything else, they try to get me to negotiate the price.
It's interesting though. I had a dude in Australia once who bought the Machine Robo, Eagle Robo, and Bike Robo, the small ones.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, it's gonna be expensive. He's like, dude, the VAT and everything else that we got out here, it's going to be cheaper to buy them from you than it would to get them anywhere else. So he actually paid an additional $50 over what I was asking to ship it out to Australia.
Wow.
And that was an easy experience. But, I find a lot of times, when I get somebody,
I think I remember that one.
Yeah. And it's almost to the point where I'm like, I'm going to start putting different tiers when I sell on Facebook for like East Coast people versus West Coast people.
Yeah, we have to, because it is definitely a price hike.
I was going to say, like, I went to ship the stuff to Nate. He's going to be getting it on the Saturday, so he should be getting it a couple days. But it was amazing, the difference between priority and ground. It's absurd just going to California.
I usually work with local groups first if I'm going to sell stuff. One, I can meet up. They have cash in hand. I have product in hand. Transaction's done. If the one time I moved a large amount of stuff, which was I sold all my G1 stuff. I've got a store that I've got a good working relationship with. I've spent a lot of money with them, so he had no problem giving me a fair. He said, "What are you looking to get?" I said, "You know what? You've worked with me before. Give me a fair price." And it was somebody I could trust. And again, cash in hand. He had stuff. It's kind of like you said with the Facebook groups. You got the combination because you got scalpers who sell stuff, and you're trying to establish yourself of not being one, but everyone's already assuming that you are because you're selling your stuff on a Facebook group. I'm selling Ironhide here for $15, even though we all know on retail he's going for $19.
Plus, you got to ship him.
But people are assuming I must have bought him for $8, which is why I'm selling him for 15. So what's really the best price you can do for that? And it's the nature of it all. I mean, because when we all see somebody selling some stuff, one of the first questions going through your head is that really what he wants to sell it for?
Yeah.
Or
I was thinking about selling this.
You give me $5, you can ship her to me.
Yeah. On your point, like I do like the local sales. It was cool meeting up with Winston, and it's cool to establish some local buyers. It's like when T and I first met, it was kind of like where are all the Transformers fans in our area, and slowly but surely we started meeting people, and Kevin got the DMV group together. But outside of shows, it's we've tried at the meetups a couple times. On the days of the meetups, I don't think anybody's really looking to buy. So it's one of those things where you just kind of have to really start putting yourself out there when you're looking to sell. For me, I'm in an interesting position because it's like the first time in my collecting where I've decided that I just don't want to have stuff in storage. And I can say, you know what, I want to downsize this, and this, and so I'm in no rush to sell the stuff, other than I wanted to put money aside for MP44, which is now delayed till September. So, hey,
there's which makes you wonder on that one too. But
what do you mean?
What is changing materials, changing paints, running design changes?
I think it might have to do with the fact that they want the QC, and let's face it, like with the last few Takara releases, QC has been on point since Sunstreaker, really. I think that they want the QC to be there, and I think that if you've noticed, back to that whole Generation Select thing, Hasbro Pulse is offering Bumblebee. They're offering the 2 new movie masterpieces, Megatron and Jazz, and they're also doing the that Blue Streak. And
are they doing Prowl?
You know what? I don't know if they did Prowl or not. They might have.
I feel like I think they are.
But they're offering some masterpieces there.
That was the Toys R Us market.
Yeah. So
those are the ones that would have gone to Toys R Us. I probably did pre-production for that a year ago.
So I look up Masterpiece on that site. They just have Jazz right now, but it's Entertainment Earth is doing a domestic release of MP44. So are they going to try and make this more of a global? It's a shame too that they're not lowering the price if they're going to make it a global release.
I almost feel like what's the use if they're not going to lower the price? I mean, it puts it at more and more stores, but it's not as exciting with it being the same price to me.
Some people, well, you've put your hands on two alternatives.
Yeah. So in the chat, 30 says he's praying that his Beast Wars Megatron hip doesn't explode. Mine's solid. I've seen a couple reports of the QC issues. The only issue I have with my Megatron is the wings. There's one hinge that was out of the box. I didn't move it. And I was careful. I took a spudger. I was like asking T, I'm like, how do I get these pieces apart? I was very, very, very careful transforming that thing because I had heard all the horror stories. And
is he articulating the hip with a hammer?
Yeah, I don't have the issue where the waist spins freely. I think I think what it came down to is I think a lot of people weren't reading the instructions for it, and they were using brute force, because the only downside I have to my Megatron, other than that part that's pre-stressed, and I'm not really worrying about it too much because, it doesn't seem to be getting any worse. I think it's just where they push the pin through the hinge. That's what caused the stress. But I think a lot of people didn't read the instructions. They were brute forcing things. I don't think that the breakage is really as widespread as people have been making it out to be.
Just remember, only you can prevent cracked crotch syndrome.
Oh, jeez, CCS.
The waist.
I'm calling it now. CCS, exactly.
The waist on mine, it doesn't like Deluxe. I think Deluxe said it in his video. It doesn't spin like a helicopter, but it's not the most tightest thing ever.
I can't think of a joke.
The waist on mine's fine. I think when people were pulling, I didn't pull the waist. I took my thumbs and I did like what Watafa did, and I just pushed my thumbs up to make the waist expand.
Yeah, I put my finger like in that cavity and I grabbed the top.
Yeah.
Giggity.
So I think
You
people pulling on that assembly is what made it loose. But that's the thing for people to get early and don't read. I always try and wait for somebody to do a transformation video. Like I never open up my instructions. I think instructions for the most part are trash. When I get generations and I get siege figures, I don't read the instructions there. But whenever I get a third party,
instructions sucked.
So I think what's funny too is like when I got that TF Evo, the Hot Flame, the last night Hot Rod, that had no instructions and nobody had done any reviews, and I was just there like so super meticulous, trying to get everything transformed without breaking. It actually wasn't too bad of materials. It was just weird tolerances on that figure, and I had to fix all of it.
Joe has to film it when he's transforming his Megatron.
Yeah, I haven't played with his crotch yet.
On that note,
Primal, I just transformed Primal, so Megatron.
Primal's easy.
I'll probably do him tomorrow.
Joe, do you need LR44s for your Primal?
I don't know. I have to look. I've got the little batteries floating around here somewhere, but I don't know what size.
There are 357s if you want to get the Duracells, but I've got a lot of them. I just ordered. For $6, I got like how many of them? 20. So
how about I buy some batteries off of you and you throw in a free Cheetor?
I won't. Okay, well, $50 for the batteries.
I tried.
Oh, come on. I'm giving you a deal on that Cheetor.
I know it's a deal. I haven't decided if I'm going to get any more Beast Wars stuff. I'm thinking about it. Like right now, I'm really happy with just these two.
And they're all you
the
need.
only thing that would make me change my mind is if they did Rhinox, then I would have to go all in.
No, if you had Cheetor, Optimus would stand more of a chance against Megatron.
Yeah.
you need someone to say, "Come on, Big Bot."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has awesome light piping.
I've already lost to Megatron. If you saw my picture on Instagram,
I did. I like the Jurassic Park picture a lot. Oh, Winston says he wants the Cheetor.
I had a lot of fun doing those Jurassic Park ones.
I think you might lose out to Winston on that one.
I haven't seen Winston's.
No, he said he wants Cheetor.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
I like the last panel on that one with Primal, where he's screaming.
That was from the first episode, I think. When episode one? Yeah, when he bit his leg.
Yeah.
Like all.
No, it might have been. It was episode 2. It was like a 2-parter.
I knew it was one of the first ones where he bit his leg. Fucked his leg all up.
Sorry.
I got to go back and rewatch Beast Wars now.
That's everything.
I think that's everything. So I think we'll call this a wrap. Let's get some where you ats, and we'll call it a night. Starting off with True Star Screamer. Dave, where can people find you at?
You can find me on the Instagram at True Star Screamer, on the Facebook groups, David Lutwack, and trying to get a little bit more into the whole Twitter thing, that newfangled thing. And of course, on PlayStation Network, True Star Screamer, where the countdown to Mortal Kombat is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
Oh, and every Thursday with You Fine Gentlemen.
And just as a reminder, I am getting it on PS4. I'm getting the deluxe version, so I'm just gonna have my season pass.
Same.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can get myself a Scorpion mask. They gave me the call the other night. They're like, "Yeah, Scorpion masks are first come, first serve." I'm like, "You can't just have enough for pre-orders." So, hopefully, it's a decent quality. When I picked up Sekiro, not to get too far off, they gave me this letter opener. And this is like the coolest pre-order goodie I've got in a long time. It's a letter opener. It actually has a die-cast blade.
And since it's made by From Software, even though you have that, does it make opening a letter like the most difficult thing on earth?
No, it doesn't. But what I've been doing with this letter opener is I have my permanent death spots. Which are the Astrobots, and I mean they look awesome.
Very cool. And of course, since we all know that the executives from Software also watch our show every week, God damn it, give me another Armored Core.
I think they'll do it eventually. Mr. Joe Crab, where can people find you at?
You can find me here every Thursday night. And you can find me on the Figure Action Podcast Instagram.
You do like the Barney voice.
Hello there, kids.
Oh, God.
And that is about it. Don't look for me anywhere else. Yes.
And Parts Former, where can we find you at? Oh, you can find me at Disneyland like every week. Oh boy. See, everybody knows where they can find you at because they know how to use Google. But just in case you don't know where to find T-Man 978.
Pornhub.
You can find me right here in my bed, sleep in 10 seconds.
No $65 pillows there.
No. I'm on all the
$65. It better be calling me to bed.
I think it is.
If you want to talk to me on Twitter, please talk to me on Twitter. But I've given up on Twitter because don't nobody talk to me.
I give up on Twitter too.
I'll start a conversation with you.
Then, but I give up. But that's it.
As for me, you can find me here every Thursday night with these fine gentlemen. You can find me on Twitter at The Original Zero. You can find me on Xbox, PlayStation Network as Extra Zero, on Instagram as Extra Zero, and on the Facebook groups as James Jordan. I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Just a heads up for everybody. We will have a show next week, but the following week, I think we're all going to be, or at least some of us, I'm going to be seeing Avengers Endgame. So I think we're going to be taking a show break. A night off. So, hey, with the night off, you and the wife could go see Endgame.
No babysitter.
Take her. She's over
3 hours in a theater. You.
I learned my Benadryl so she'll fall asleep.
The Cinemarks around here have a daycare.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, it will be a solo show of just me.
Speculating. I bet Zero really has to pee right about now. I bet he's regretting. I bet he's regretting all you can eat wings at Dave and Buster's and the 3 beers he had at Buffalo Wild Wings.
How horrible would it be in the last act of the movie? It's like in a cave with all the water dripping. And like all these people are sitting going like, "Whoop!"
My brother keeps asking if there's going to be an intermission. I'm like, no, there's not going to be a damn intermission. This is not 1950. Come on.
No, it's not a Tarantino movie. Tarantino movies have intermissions.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
See you all next week. Everybody have a great night, and see you back next Thursday.